Right, let's get everything in the frame. Let's bring that in a bit. Should be fine like that. Okay, it's still my face, and yeah, that looks okay. This chair's always squeak like that. Okay, we're not doing that again. And action. Hi guys, welcome back to this week's episode. It has been a bit of a minute since my last post. It's beginning of the new year, new school routine, still getting used to that, and yeah, I've been playing this video over and over in my head for a while. It's going to be mostly a talking head video. As I said in the previous post, I'd like to make two videos, one just with sort of an overview of the channel, where I've come from, where I see the channel going for the next year at least, and then depending on how much I waffle in this one and some of the points that I mentioned in this one, will roll over to a tips video that I really want to make. Tips if you are thinking of starting out on YouTube yourself, maybe more specifically if you're also into diecast or collectibles, maybe that genre. It'll be probably more geared towards those types of videos. Just my experience and tips that I've picked up along the way that have made, I think, a tangible difference, and nothing too vague. I hate those sorts of videos where people just say, "Oh, you have to pay attention to the thumbnail," but they don't. There's no specifics. There's no specific settings that you have to adjust. And there's a lot of stuff that have changed over the past year on YouTube as well that'll help you on your way. So if that's something that you are interested, or something that you are considering, like I said, depending on how much I waffle in this video, and I'm already going on and on a bit as the motorbikes go past on a Sunday morning. Yeah, depending on how that goes, I might just not to bore you, I might pop in a regular video in between and then do the tips video. And also today's video, I'll do some previews as well. Some of the packages that I have received, some of the finds that I've hit in the wild. It's been a good week on that front. That I will save for a video on its own, but I'll give you a little sneak peek. And just in between the waffling and the talking, I'll try and pop in a couple of interesting things as well. So okay, so the reason I wanted to make this video is to just sort of have a look at where I've come over the last year since I've restarted on YouTube, and also maybe some of the changes, very slight changes that I'd like to make, that I think would benefit the channel. I've come a long way since those first videos. This is my second stint, if you'd like to call that on YouTube. I started during lockdown. It's just very quickly an overview. I mean, it's all on the channel. If you scroll back long enough, you'll obviously see the difference in location as well, and the style of the videos. Did that for about a year and a half. I found that. And this actually does roll into the tips video. I found that my posts were a bit erratic back then. I would post lots and lots of videos initially. I didn't spread them out at all. As soon as I got them finished, I posted them, and then as I was waiting for stuff to either come in, or I didn't necessarily have a topic for the week, it sort of stretched out into a couple of weeks between posts. I think sometimes a month between posts. I didn't like that, but I was also very much limited to opportunity to film. I didn't have any artificial lights back then. I was using my wife's equipment back then. The one drawback of this setup, the upside is that I can record whenever I like. The downside is that's usually during the night, but that's fine. Because I've got the lights and my own equipment, I can basically do it whenever I like. This one is being recorded in the daytime. I've got some alone time at home, so Only thing bothering me at the moment is the birds outside, but we'll try and talk over them. And yeah, okay. So basically, when we moved house, moved to a different town, I sort of carved out this little corner for myself. I'll at some stage I'll do sort of a little tour, but yeah. Anyway, I'll show you what the rest of the room looks like at some stage. But yeah, it's just sort of a corner in a sort of home office, recreational area. So yeah, when I restarted, it's a little inside joke that just for myself basically. Initially I would break up my channel into season 1 and season 2. I did it at the old house and with the old equipment and the old style and look. And I would actually tag my videos with once I returns when I do the editing. So it's called they're tagged VSR, just sort of a split between the old and the new. And yeah, it's been going well. This year, the past year since I started, it's been slightly longer than a year, but I think this would be post number 53 or 54, so basically a year's worth of videos. I try and do a video a week, which I think is a good ratio. I try, the last couple of months, you may have noticed, I try and, whenever I've got something that's maybe just a quick show or a find in store, or there's an ad or an announcement of something that's dropping, maybe a preview from Mattel's side, I would try and get that in between, just to add some more content. If I find something that I think might not be worthy of a long form video, but it might still be interesting or of importance to collectors, I try and slip that in. I did say that I was going to be opening up stuff while I talk, and then I almost dropped the box on the floor. So yeah, I mean, I've still kept collecting, even though I have taken breaks in between. I usually gather stuff up. Always nice to find some new stuff. So yeah, that's basically where I've been the last year. So I try and showcase stuff as I find it. If there's important drops from Mattel's side, I try and feature those. Going forward, I'd like to do that more often. So the aim for the next year is actually just that. Try and keep it to a long form post per week, and then try and do something short in between, either a preview or even maybe branching off into different genres. There are stuff with Hot Wheels collaborating with everybody out there at the moment. I mean, they're doing Lego collaborations, Formula One collaborations. It's all over the place. So I mean, they've got the let's call it influence spread over so many genres now. It's touching on so many other and collectible sort of let's call it genres, or stuff that collectors would be interested in. It does open itself for a steady stream of content. So yeah, I'd like to feature maybe more pop culture stuff. It's not always going to be diecast related, so there won't always be a physical connection between the two. But I mean, I think if you're into this, you like collectibles in general, I suppose. I've got some stuff in the background. You probably will have noticed. I'm into comic books. I'm into what you might not have seen before is I've got some Magic the Gathering trading cards. So I've got so many unopened packs. I thought I'd maybe do that in between, but I don't want that to be the focus of the channel. It's never going to be the focus of the channel. For a number of reasons, it's a whole different ball game. I don't think you should diversify on your channel too much, because you might lose your target audience. But I'd like to slip that in between, stuff like and also stuff like this, that sort of a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, where there are also SDCC Hot Wheels posts. so there is that connection sometimes. So I'll try and slip that in as well. Feature that, but like I said, rest assured, if you like the diecast content, it's always going to be the focus. It's not always going to be Hot Wheels. Sometimes we might veer into the orange brand. That's going to be an interesting video when I get around to making it. There's quite a story behind those. Those are the only ones that I can fit in one hand. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to bringing you regular content and also upping the quality of the current content. Try and improve my editing over the next year. The past year, with the Switch, I've also switched the software that I use to edit videos. So I'm probably guilty of maybe sticking to what I like instead of trying to keep on improving the video quality. So I'll try and pay more attention to that. Or sticking with the orange theme, I just noticed that I've got quite a bunch of orange cars and a couple more on the way. So orange seems to be the new black this year. So yeah, might be a few more heading your way. So yeah, I'll try and improve the overall quality of the videos, making sure that it doesn't drop off at least. So yeah, that's basically where I'm heading. So bottom line, more of the same content but better. Hopefully, I'll try that. In terms of numbers, I don't set out with what they call vanity numbers, and I'll get onto that in the tips video as well. If you're chasing the numbers, you're on hiding to nothing with YouTube, especially when starting out. It's nice to see the growth, but sometimes it's also hard to see the growth if you focus solely on the numbers. You have to sometimes take a step back and have a look at your overall achievements and accomplishments as you've gone and as you've grown, because there always will be growth. Might not be at the same rate that you, or at the rate that you would like, but it's always going to be there. My first milestone, one that I'd be really aiming for, at the time of recording, I think subscriber count is about 476, there or thereabouts. With YouTube's new partner, sort of like you used to have, had to get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 viewing hours to be sort of get into that ad space, where they'd run ads and you might make a little money from YouTube with ads running on your channel. They've opened up a lower tier where if you get 500 subscribers and 3,000 public viewing hours, you can start adding products to your channel. You can advertise a bit more. So that's going to be my first milestone, or the first goal for this year. Hopefully, I can get that in the near future. The viewing hours is going to be a bit of a problem. I'm a bit down on that. So, if you do like the content, if you have liked the content before, if you've followed my channel for a while, but you haven't subscribed yet, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Please consider liking and subscribing, and just putting on I've got lots of playlists. So if you just need something to lull you to sleep, I've got a nice monotonous voice, so just put that on the background. Just let it run. I need the viewing hours. I'm just kidding. You don't have to do that. But if you do like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. It does help. It does help get more exposure. So it does help drive people to the channel. It does help when I'm looking maybe at partnering with suppliers or online retailers. Maybe try and get some of that going. to maybe bring you more up-to-date content and like first non-orange car of the morning. I have to fund this out of my pocket, and getting the latest stuff isn't always possible financially. So if I can at some stage partner with somebody more permanently, I think that'll benefit everybody. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. I always love the content, the comments, the feedback in the comments section. You're more than welcome to leave me messages. I try and get to each and every one of them. I read all of them. I usually reply to all of them. So unless you try and sell me a Russian bride, I'm not really in the market for one at the moment, but I'll let you know if that changes. And yeah, so that's basically where we're going, where we're at. Bottom line, as I said, more content, a little bit more regularly, try and get the quality up a bit, and maybe touch on a few other genres along the way. Doesn't mean that it's not going to be cool. I'll try and only do stuff that I think is really really awesome. So yeah, awesome content on the way. That's it. I think that's about as good as an update I can do. Previews. Let's see what else we have in the box. Just one last one. There's a parting gift. That's a nice little 190E in a Zamac finish. Actually don't know if it does actually look like it's Zamac and not the silver paint. Sometimes it's difficult to tell. Strange, on the car, on the card art is actually a flat grey, but the Hot Wheel itself, that does look very Zamac-y. That's cool, very nice. All right, that's it. I will see you next week for sure. With what, I'm not sure yet, but I will definitely be posting next week, and see you guys then. Thanks for sticking around. I hope everybody's still awake, and yeah, have a good week. I'll see you later. Cheers. Bye.